Lumia ventures lower in the smartphone chain with the 400 series. The kind of uniformity in software and hardware for Windows Phone, it sure isn't bad news. We've got dual-core Snapdragon on board with a gig of RAM and a planned upgrade to Windows Phone 10, all at a price of around 6,000 Indian rupees. Hello and welcome. You're watching video review of Microsoft Lumia 435. The phone comes in a minimal package. All of Nokia's branding has now given way to Microsoft. Inside the box, we obviously have the Lumia 435, the phone itself. We'll keep that aside for a moment. We also have a wall charger, which is not a detachable one, so you would need a different data cable for data syncing purposes. You also have a pair of earphones, and to wrap it up, we have the battery and a quick start guide. I'm not sure if it comes on camera, but the battery is a 1560 mAh unit, and the quick start guide as well. The unit I have is a black one and uses a polycarbonate, which you'd come to expect from Nokia. That's with, or the part of Nokia that's with Microsoft. Matte plastic actually looks and feels great and remains surprisingly smudge free at all times. Full marks for the build quality actually. Build is solid, devoid of any squeaks or creaks. Edges are protected, even the corners and the sides are a little raised to protect the screen if the phone were to drop on its face. With a 4-inch screen of about 60% screen to body size ratio, the phone is definitely small, and although thick, at about 11.7 millimeters of waistline, it's fairly comfortable to hold. At the back there is a 2-megapixel fixed focus camera, one of those areas where Microsoft has cut corners. We also have the Microsoft branding and the loudspeaker grill. Over at the front, we have a front-facing VGA camera, an ambient sensor and speaker grill at the top, as well as capacitive Windows buttons at the bottom. We also have a lone microphone cutout. Lumia 435 is beautifully built to give an impression of a unibody device, but it isn't. The back cover opens with some effort to reveal us the battery chamber, the dual SIM card slots, and the memory card slot as well. SIM card slots take micro SIM cards, and the phone supports up to 128 gigs of memory cards. You can pop the battery right in and turn on the device. The screen on Lumia 435 is a 4-inch WVGA TFT screen. The colors are a bit on the colder side, viewing angles are okayish at best. Sunlight legibility again leaves some to be desired. The screen therefore is no raw deal given the price at which it comes, but certainly there are better screens even at this price range. Lumia 435 ships with Windows Phone 8.1 and Denim Update installed. You now have room for as many as 6 columns of tiles, and you can fit in more content than ever. The biggest change over previous iterations of Windows Phone is probably the notification center, so you don't really have to rely on your live tiles for every notification now. But as we await for Windows Phone 10, we'll have to make do with only 4 shortcuts in the notification center. Cortana isn't quite available in India as of now, although there are tricks I believe to make it work. Windows Phone runs buttery smooth on dual-core 1.2 GHz Snapdragon 200 processor complete with a gig of RAM and 302 Adreno for graphics. In fact, there is enough oomph to make the phone a candidate for Windows 10 update. Battery life, on the other hand, is satisfactory. In fact, the standby battery performance is commendable. The Achilles heel for Windows Phone continues to be its App Store. Microsoft seems to be in a vicious cycle of poor market share and poor App Store collection. While the number of apps are definitely on the rise, its counterparts on Android, especially the utility ones, have more features, are more usable, and are updated more often. But where credit is due, core applications from Microsoft work well as they matured over time. Speaking of core applications, the camera app is a rather elaborate one for the hardware. We have options to manually adjust a few controls, but not that it really matters because the 2-megapixel camera on the mobile barely shoots usable photos. For your reference, we do have a couple of them. The resolution is simply not enough to pass any meaningful comments. But on the other hand, you do have a rather usable front-facing camera and all your Skype sessions are duly covered. The music app is the basic affair that we have come to expect of Windows Phone. You do have the option to seek and tap to forward the music now. And audio quality is possible given you don't alternate between this and a very high-end phone. FM radio is on board as well. The other thing that deserves a mention here is the Files app. Let me get to it. The Files app is a welcome addition. It lists all your files in neat folders and allows you to manually move or copy files to different destinations. I was not able to find my downloaded attachments from mail in this, so it's not complete yet, but the application is always a step in the right direction for all those users complaining about the lack of it. In the hindsight, it's difficult to fault the Lumia 435 given the price at which it's offered. One feels Microsoft has made the right compromises, the right trade-offs to arrive at a complete and smooth smartphone experience. The problem really exists when Android users are trying to make the jump. People used to Android might like the fluidity of the interface, but will definitely frown at limitations due to app ecosystem. And dare I say, given the relative difference in app stores today, Lumia 435 is a less tempting offering than Lumia 520 was. Whether Windows 10 will change any of the equations, that remains to be seen. But on that note, thank you for watching the video, subscribe for more, have a good day.